So I've got Steven
Hi
here.
there.
Hello, Stephen. How are you?
Good.
It's well, it's great to see all of you.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks for giving us the time to do this. We really appreciate it.
The Bentley Boys the Bentley Boys obviously have a history. You know, the history is that they were, you know, playboys. They were fantastic drivers, but they had a great time away from the circuit. And you know, unfortunately, these days you can't quite live in the same way.
No.
You can't as much as we wish we could, and we've all got families and stuff, so it's slightly different. But
Yeah.
I think we all enjoy. We enjoy ourselves, and you know, we enjoy our company. Yeah, you know, we spend a lot of time together, and we probably spend more time together than we do with our families. So it's important that we get on. But we do have fun. We enjoy. We train a lot together. We spend a lot of time, obviously, you know, socialising together, and we're all very supportive of each other. And yeah, you know, we definitely have fun. But it's a genuine friendship, not a forced friendship. Which, you know, many driver pairings. You know, you could put three of the best drivers together and lucky and strong is that we've got a very strong team, and we all know each other's strengths and weaknesses, and support each other in that way. And I think that's something that is something that is almost impossible to manufacture. It's just chemistry at the end of the day. And it's not something that we particularly work at because it's not forced. It's something that just happens.
Yeah.
And that's definitely a big part of our success.
Yeah. "2014 was your debut year in the Continental GT3, yet you were very competitive almost immediately. The Continental won several races and you were second in the Blancpain GT Endurance Championship, very close to the overall win. The driver team seemed strong from the outset. Why do you think that was?"
I think a combination of it is that we were involved from the program from the very start, developing the car, the team. You know, we were all sort of taken on to lead the team in a way from the development phase. I think the fact that we all knew each other before the program. Guy was instrumental in getting me involved in the program personally, and we all knew what our qualities was, and I think it was pretty basic. It just gelled together quite quickly, and we all contributed to how the car was set up. It was a real from M-Sport to Bentley to us three all being involved from every element of the car. So I think that has helped us be competitive straight out of the box.
We've obviously had some good teammates, you know, obviously with Jerome D'Ambrosio and people like that, Duncan Tappy, you know, all great drivers. But I think it's just an incredible championship. I think I've come from prototype racing to GTs, and you know, these guys were telling me how competitive the series was, and you know, I've been surprised even this year, even over last year, how competitive it is. And you're constantly in a battle, whether it be in testing, you know, in a practice session, you leave the pits and you're always in a battle with somebody. So it's been an interesting learning curve for us as a team and for M-Sport and for Bentley. But you know, we've really enjoyed it, and I think last year was a surprise for all of us. You know, how successful we were. And
I think me and Andy, probably with more experience, knew that we could win with what we had, because it was a very good car from straight out of the box. So we were quite happy and confident. So it was always a good feeling. It's always been a very good feeling from the start, hasn't it? Really.
Absolutely. I think we probably just from the outset we just focused on the process rather than really setting ourselves any aspirations for last year. There was no real goals. It was just to do as you say, in a learning year. But really, the results came because of the the processes we were going through, and even now in probably a tougher grid this year in terms of the depth of it. We're able to be right at the front, and I think that's just down to the strength of the work that we did in the very early stages.
Yeah,
I think actually the driver combination was the easy part because we knew what we didn't really have to please each other or anything like that. We knew what we were good at. But the big thing was the car was good straight out of the box. And when you get a good car, it's a good feeling. Plus, the team were really coherent because it was their sort of first time into racing. Bentley was coming back, so they were eager to get everything right, and they really drew on us and our information, and relied on us to lead the team basically. And it was a great feeling. It's always been a great feeling. It's really good when you have a team that is working 100% all the time to the result. There's no sitting back. They're learning, we're learning, Bentley's learning, and Bentley wanted a successful first season back racing again. So it's just we've been in a very, very lucky position. We've been lucky to be able to drive together, and hopefully it continues like that.
How do you feel that the car's developed this year? And because obviously, as you say, straight out of the box last time, and this year you've had all the experience that you had from last year, the good side, the bad side, and now the car must have developed. Are there many changes, or is it a relatively?
I mean, with obviously with GT3, the car's homologated, so your radical changes you're restricted to making too many. But I think the big thing for us is we're going back to circuits that we've either raced at or tested at before, which wasn't the case in 2014, and that means, especially in a Blancpain weekend, which you have very limited track time, very limited tyres for testing, that we're able to go there with a baseline setup that is very good from last year. So we've got that information. So that's one of the big things that we're able to to tweak the car and improve the car. And we've got a good baseline to start the weekends from, really. So
and the team in respect to like things like pit stops and things like that, we've been able to hit the ground. It's a small bits. It's the 2 seconds here, 3 seconds there, but they can win or lose the race. And the way that Blancpain is this year is it's so close, and those 2 seconds can make a massive difference. So I think we're focusing on the smaller things now as opposed to some of the bigger things. But the competition's also got harder. So it's you just got to keep pushing. You can't not push for 1 second. You've got to push it all the time.
GT3 is naturally like that because the car's homologated. You're not allowed to change it, so it's not a never evolving thing. It's just when you have it, the car's the same for 3 years. So you've got what you've got, and we're lucky that we've got a very good car. So every team is basically pushed into looking at the pit stops, setup, small refinements at each circuit, how the tires work, how our driver changes are going. Just general, reducing the times in every possible bit.
I think M-Sport done a really good job because obviously they're used to rallying. I mean, for example, we had a crash in Nürburgring in 24 hours, and the way in which they could repair the car and stuff, you've never seen anything like it before. So I think they always in mind have a car that they can repair quickly if possible, within the regulations, but they're used to being able to turn cars around quickly and repair them. So
I think it's the strength of any endurance car as well. The car has to be quick ultimately, but it has to have a big performance window, so it's easy to get that performance out of it. It's quick in any condition, and also, as you say, one of the aspects of that is that the car, if there is damage, if there is contact, there is a repair to be made, it's certainly something that Bentley and M-Sport considered in the design process. To be able to get the car back out on track and complete as many laps as possible.
I don't think I don't think the regulations allow you to go through that process because it's homologated from a road car.
Right.
You're not allowed to.
I suppose they're freer in the wet, aren't they?
Because that's when the expense goes crazy.
Yeah.
But we know from experience from my incident at Monza. And then we had another one at Nürburgring that M-Sport is unbelievable at getting a car back on track. I've never been in a team that they are
bring a car back from the dead.
Yeah, they used to repair cars in some way, so they're pretty good at it. Other teams are amazed at what the guys at M-Sport do.
With some of the stuff that's happened with us, they would never have got back on track, and they haven't failed yet, so touch wood, that continues as well.
What about Spa?
Spa we will not know until we get there the week before.
How did you go yesterday? You were there yesterday, weren't you? I haven't seen any times or anything yet.
Reasonable. I mean, it's hard to really know. I mean, put it this way. I think
seventh.
I think there's quicker cars. To be honest, I think the BMW is very quick around there. The new Audi we don't really know at the moment. We suspect that it's got some performance in hand that we haven't seen yet. I mean, they obviously won Nürburgring, and they weren't very quick at Paul Ricard, but then they could unleash it at Spa. So we don't really know, but we really just want to focus on our own race. At the end of the day, we've got what we've got. We want to make the car easy to drive in all conditions, and we just want to get our head down as we always try and do, and just do the best that we can. With the race being 6 points, 6 hour, 12-hour points, and then 24-hour. It's 3 races in one weekend, so it's fine.
The biggest strength that we have really for Spa is that the Bentley Continental GT3 it does really look after its tyres. So I think for a 24-hour race that will probably be a very big factor as well. So you work on that race setup as well as that one lap performance setup as well.
Yeah, it's all about platform.
Yeah, it is. It's Spa's quite a tricky circuit because it's low grip. So depending on the day, depending on the temperature, and depending on the weather conditions, it can always change. So it's a really hard track to know where you are until you're there at the time and dealing with it. And everyone takes performance in hand. Performance is different for all the manufacturers. Different manufacturers this year.
And the test day yesterday really is sorry to interrupt, but the test day yesterday is really just optimising that race setup. You go through a lot of sweeps and a lot of different setups, and really you're looking at what it brings to the table, and you go from there really, and that's you analyse what you've got, and between now and then we'll work on and try and hopefully get the best setup for the 24 hours. But I think we're in good shape.
And making the car easy to drive for all three of us as well. That's the element that we want to do, is making a car that's benign and that all three of us can drive and get the maximum out of it. And that's what we're trying to do at the minute with all the different fuel loads, and there's a lot of stuff to go through. And to be honest, we do a lot of it the week before. So we only got a limited amount. We were quite pleased with our performance yesterday. So
yeah.
I mean, one of the things about last year's race, we were at last year's race, and there were a lot of accidents there.
Yeah.
And it seemed to me that compared to even the year before, there were a lot more accidents last year. And I'm just wondering if there was a particular reason for it.
Lots of cars. Well, there's obviously there's a lot of cars, but I think there was some concern over the tyres last year that they may be a little bit too hard. And on restarts, when the pressures drop, the cars are very tricky on cold tyres, and you go pretty much straight into a rouge. And I think that's the danger even of this year. You know, there's a lot of accidents that you can easily get caught up in somebody else's accident, and that is unfortunately out of your control. But it's having that. It's just trying to be mindful and heads up that you don't get caught up in someone else's problems.
That's a part of our plan, is to make a car that's easy to drive through all those conditions.
It's great talking to you guys. We wish you all the best. You're really storming drivers and everything, and we think that's fantastic. So
thanks, David.
Much appreciated.
Thank you.
We'll speak soon.
All right, Nick.
Okay.
Thanks, man. Cheers. Thanks.
Right.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.